It's Monday, February 24th, 2014, and let's talk about what happened this weekend over at XDADevelopers.com. First up, some excellent news in terms of Android device updates. It's been promised for a long time and it's definitely a lot later than expected, but the T-Mobile and AT&T HTC One have now started receiving their updates to Android 4.4.2 KitKat as of this weekend. So if you're on one of these devices, definitely start mashing that Update Now button, but just in case you do not receive it, OTA updates have been captured and made available over on the forum. Additionally, the LG G2 on AT&T has received its over-the-air update to Android 4.4.2 as well. I did download it earlier on my G2. Unfortunately, because I had it rooted, it complained pretty significantly, so I'm going to try again tomorrow. I honestly just don't have time to flash it, but if you do have time to do it, that download has been made available as well through the forum. Someone's gone ahead and mirrored it for you. So it's very cool to see some of these devices getting their updates, and even cooler that members of the forum like you guys are making them available as soon as they do actually hit the over-the-air. And speaking of some of you guys being very, very cool, one of our favorite developers, XDA recognized developer Rovo89, took to Reddit this weekend to do an AMA, and Ask Me Anything, where he talked about, what else would you expect, the Xposed framework. He talked about his daily driver device, he talked about some compatibility issues with Xposed and the ART framework, some of his favorite Xposed modules, all sorts of stuff like that. So if you want to learn a little bit more about Rovo89, a little bit more maybe about why it's not working with ART and what steps are being taken, things like that, head on over to that Reddit AMA. You can find a link to that in the portal post, which I'll link to down in the video description. And additionally, as we mentioned in the last video, Google is still working on some fun advanced projects type stuff that they pulled out of the Motorola mobility stuff. And like I mentioned before, Project Tango is definitely still in the works. Major story came out about that over the weekend, showing off sort of what you can expect to do with the kind of technology that Project Tango is working on. And in effect, what they've done is they take the camera, the phone, all of the sensors and everything, and they take this room full of random bits of crap, and they walk around the room, and they build this amazing 3D scale model of it that you can sort of browse around in. Now, the video itself is all you get. You don't get to actually browse around in the model or anything, obviously. And looking at the video, it is extraordinarily rough. But think back just a couple of years at doing panoramas, or even the whole concept of doing a photosphere and how terrible it was just, even a year ago, how bad it was. And think of how much better it's gotten. It's still kind of rough to do a photosphere on a phone, it is still possible. Just think, this is this is generation 0.1 kind of technology in terms of the consumer market. Just think of how amazing it will potentially be when it hits 1.0 or maybe even 2.0. So in the next couple of years, to think that this could be the standard, or this could be something you could come to expect. Think about doing this from a gaming standpoint. Think of it from a real estate standpoint. That would be amazing, to be able to walk around a house and do a full interactive virtual tour of that home, and then from your smartphone or your PC or whatever, pull it up and say, here's what the inside of this home looks like. Much in the same way, to be able to map a scene and then insert video games into it. Or even use it for doing sort of tracking things in games, augmented reality type things. I'm going off on a complete tangent here. This is an amazing project that I cannot wait to learn a little bit more about. Maybe I'll have to do a little bit more detailed video about it at some point, just because I want to learn more about it myself. But you should definitely go take a look at the video. It's embedded in the portal post over on XDA. You can find the link to that down there below as well. And the very last thing to mention, there's very exciting stuff coming out right now. If you hadn't heard, Mobile World Congress is going on in Barcelona, Spain. Unfortunately, I am not there, although I will go ahead and throw out there, I have a passport and I am eligible to go to Spain, and I've never been to Spain, so if anyone wants to send me over there for next year, I wouldn't say no. But anyway, lots of cool, fun stuff is coming out of that. I actually watched a live blog event of the Huawei press event that happened there, a bunch of new Huawei devices getting unveiled, but specifically what hit the portal, and I'm surprised there wasn't more that came out on the portal about it yet, is the Samsung Galaxy S5 has been touted as coming soon. They haven't officially announced anything yet, although there's leaks about the Galaxy S5, there's some leaks about some new Galaxy Gear devices, or I think they're just calling it the Gear 2 and the Gear 2 Neo. But specifically, the Galaxy S5 is supposed to be coming, and there's a forum already been created for it over on the XDA site if you'd like to go ahead and check that out. It's supposed to be unveiled tomorrow, today, Monday, whatever day it is now, at the Samsung Unpacked event at Mobile World Congress. So of course, as I have more information about it, I will pass that along to you guys. Be on the lookout for stories on the XDA XDA portal as well. But you know what? That's going to be about all from me for today. As always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like button down below the video if you like that video. Check down at the bottom of the video description for links to my YouTube channels if you'd like to keep up with me and see all the fun stuff that I'm doing. Subscribe to us here on XDA if you'd like to keep watching our content as well. And I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.